I think it's called Holy Angels because of the people who work there. Those frontline caregivers who are doing for families what the families could not do themselves. That's not a career, that's not a job, it's a calling and a mission. Amanda has been at Holy Angels for 6 years. She moved in a week after she graduated high school. We spent the last 20 years taking care of her ourselves. We didn't have a lot of local support for Amanda.
My story is that my son John got very sick, had a high fever and a seizure when he was 10 weeks old, and survived it, but had some residual effects from it. He lived at home till he was 4, and we called Holy Angels.
We were terrified. What are we going to do? We're getting older. There's an old cliche where every special needs parent wants to live at least an hour longer than their own child.
He's happy. He's happy. They love him. I think to myself, they have him more than I do. They are his family. We
got her here, and she just found a new life at Holy Angels. She has friends her own age who are like she is. And that was the first time that's ever happened for her. That's one of the best parts about Holy Angels is she has her own personal community. I really want to talk about the DSPs, as we call them, or direct service professionals. And those are the hands-on staff in every group home and dorm that do everything from bathe them to help dress, to feed, to entertain, to give them their meds. They do it in such a loving way. They jokingly said in one of my meetings recently, well, every resident has one staff particularly that loves that resident.
Well, I am the director of habilitation there at Holy Angels, so I kind of oversee all of the programming, all of the residents' needs are being met. I monitor all of the activities that come in and out of Holy Angels and just basically do whatever it is that is called upon me to do. We're like family, and to watch how they work hands-on with the residents. And you're gonna always find one person, just about everybody that works out there have at least one or two people that they call is my child. My child was Kathy. Kathy was there when I came to Holy Angels. I kind of grew, if you will, to love her. She would go home every weekend with her mom. She was pretty high functioning. Well, her mom had to have a hip replacement, and my concern was what was going to happen to Kathy. She was used to going home. Now she's not going to be going home for a while, and I wanted her to understand what was going on. So I called her mom and asked her, could I bring Kathy to the hospital so that Kathy could see that she was okay? And she said, of course. So I took Kathy up there. Her mom was up walking. It was like after about 2 or 3 days, she was up walking. Months later, the mom came up to me and she said, Martha, that really meant something to me that you took the time out to bring Kathy to see me in the hospital. And so months later, the mom came up to me and she said, if something ever happened to me, would you take care of Kathy? And I told her that as long as I worked at Holy Angels and as long as I had breath in my body, I would be there for Kathy. And I was able to honor that promise because Kathy passed away a couple of years ago. And she passed away at the age of 72. We walked through that process together. When she went to the hospital, I went with her. And so I would explain what was going on, that she had cancer. And so it was just important that, we kept her as comfortable as possible. The day that she passed away, we were around her bedside. I kissed her on the forehead. I whispered in her ear that it was okay. It was okay to go. And by the time I got home, which was about 15 minutes from the school, the phone rang, and they told me that Kathy had earned her wings. I'm just happy because I know that Kathy is in perfect form now. I know that she's with friends, people that have gone on from Holy Angels, and I know that she's happy. And I'm also very proud that we were able to give her a wonderful life.
When you go through the gates at Holy Angels and your child has been there for a little while, you're secure. You know your child is safe. She's safe from the outside world that she can't cope in by herself. She's safe from loneliness because there's all the staff and the other residents that they all care about each other.
Bishop Greg Cole always instilled in us, he said it was up to us to create happiness for them because they couldn't create happiness for themselves. What I found out is that I'm not such a blessing to them. They're all the blessing to me. It just gives you a sense of purpose. People ask me how many kids I have. I say I got 183 because they're all mine.